Yes, guys, Champions League night, Real Madrid against PSG, Pochettino against Ancelotti. Really looking forward to this one, everybody. Really looking forward to this one. Sorry, my mic was just a bit away from me. But hello, everybody. Kind of gone a bit of a Real Madrid fan for this one, I must say. Like, not exactly a team that I really would support between Barcelona and Real Madrid. I would say I do definitely fancy Real Madrid a bit more. PSG, I'm just not a fan of. Kind of like Man City, just kind of despise them to a degree. So I really am kind of backing the almighty Vinicius Jr., who's been on fire this season, to partner well with the unbelievable Kareem Mercedes Benzema. But let's see in the flat cap army who's in here already. But Tottenham Tantrum Gold is already in here. And I'm going to start pulling up the lineups just really quickly. It's just going to be me for today. Dave is feeling a bit sick, so that does mean everybody, just as a reminder, no fan show tonight, just because I am going to just do this watch long. And then I was going to join the fan show a bit late, but Dave is feeling just a bit ill and under the weather, everybody. But let me just pull up before I get to Dermot's here the lineups here in just a second. Sorry, everybody, just taking a moment. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Sorry about that, everybody. But here we are. Here's the lineups. Tottenham Tantrum Gold, though, saying, ladies and gentlemen, it's time and it's back. Champions League, baby. Woo! With the man who knows all the European footballers and players. He is the one and only stats man. Kaniki, come on, you Harris Army. Come on, you Flat Cap Army. Come on, you Spurs. Thank you very much, Dermot. Really do appreciate it, my man. Welsh Gal saying, big up, Jack. Love the Champions League. And of course, I will always have a soft spot for Poch. So come on, PSG. There you go, Welsh Gal. She's given the allegiances. So there you go. Catman Jess says Flat Cap Army. Big up, Catman Jess, absolute legend, as well as Derek Hutchinson's in the building, of course, as well. But let's break down the lineups, everybody. We're going to take a quick look at it. Hopefully, we can see this okay. But we do have Donnarumma in goal for PSG. I think he's come back from some sort of injury, so he might be playing a bit more consistently now. Ashraf Hakimi, right back. Marquinhos, who is an unbelievable center back, probably one of the best in the world, alongside Kimpembe, who could be prone to an error today, with Nuno Mendes, I believe, out wide, an unbelievably talented young fullback for them. Danilo Pereira, the ageless Danilo Pereira, I believe he is quite old, actually, former Porto player, Portuguese national, alongside Paredes, who is actually a very good, hardworking Argentinian international. And I do really like Paredes, and I know Dave does as well. Marco Verratti in midfield alongside them. So very hardworking midfield with Lionel Messi, Kylian Mbappe, and Angel Di Maria. I would say the inclusion of Di Maria instead of Neymar for this one is very clever by Poch. I think this team always plays better with Di Maria. They will win if they have Di Maria in the lineup. I do want Real Madrid to win, but I would say PSG play extraordinarily better when they do have Angel Di Maria. He's just that guy that will work hard in that front three. He's that guy that will do a lot of the hard yards, a lot of that kind of talented, very stardom sort of front three normally wouldn't, kind of like the Neymars and Mbappes. But Vinicius Jr. and Benzema, one of the best combinations in the entire La Liga this season. These guys have been ridiculous together. So I would say really look out for that. Can the back line of PSG handle that? Because I would say they've been quite saucy this season. Asensio in there as well, who has been kind of favored a bit more by Ancelotti, which is interesting. He is capable of a banger from distance. Toni Kroos, Casemiro, and Luka Modric, the vintage sort of midfield for them. Carvajal out wide. I feel like he's actually been quite injury prone this season, so it's good to see him back. Eder Militao as center back. David Alaba, of course, unbelievable signing that. Eder Militao and him have formed really good sort of relationship, so I've been told. And then Ferland Mendy, who is an unbelievable player as well, with Thibaut Courtois in goal, everybody. But there you are, everybody. That is the lineup to break down. But my thoughts are really like Real Madrid. I would just say, like, kind of the team that, I mean, this could be an unbelievable opportunity for them to really, like, defeat probably a team that maybe on paper is probably thought of as like very, very capable of, getting something out of this. So I would say everybody do kind of check out Real Madrid, or don't underestimate them. I would say don't underestimate them, because I would say Benzema and Vinicius Jr. are just unbelievable this season. I've loved the combination between those two players. I think it's really, really been sensational, especially at one stage, since Benzema was practically saying about Vinicius Jr. was saying to some of his teammates, don't pass to him. He didn't trust him that much. He was basically saying, don't pass to Vinicius. And now all of a sudden, they're together and they formed an unbelievable relationship. So it's just kind of good to see. But there you are, everybody. I would say Real Madrid, don't underestimate them. PSG should win this. This is a really good test for them. Don't get me wrong. If they do win this, and if they do win this comfortably, I would say maybe PSG might be proving a few people wrong. But there you are, everybody. Those are kind of my initial thoughts on it. But we do have as well Elias in the building. Good to see you, Elias. And he says, big up, Jack. Really do appreciate you, Elias. And then Messi is the GOAT. He's gone for Elias here. Elias has gone for Messi. Not a surprise. Welsh gal saying, I do love Modric. Modric is OG, as well as Toni Kroos is OG. Those two together with Casemiro, that's probably one of my favorite midfields. One of the midfields I grew up with. Actually, Welsh gal, I know I am quite young, but that is one of the midfields I grew up with. Kind of getting into football. So it is a spectacular team to really, to see if they can really continue it. Can Real Madrid, pursue, another kind of Champions League run with this sort of aging midfield? Maybe Camavinga kind of comes in at one stage this season. I feel like this is kind of maybe that last hurrah, probably for Toni Kroos, I would say. I believe he might be on the way out actually this summer. I'm not too sure. But those are kind of, maybe Real Madrid, this is the final hurrah for kind of some of these seasoned veterans, you might say, of this team. And certainly, though, bringing in David Alaba has been a great selection, because he really does help, I think, the team play a bit more progressive. He also has that excellent recovery pace and is just a really good, smart defender and extraordinarily technically gifted, and also a good leader as well. So I would just say, everybody, Real Madrid, don't count them out of this. And I am going to kind of back them for it. But a lot of people, as probably Spurs fans, will be backing Pochettino and will be wanting PSG to win this, which I completely understand. Miguel Escobardo's in the building. And he's saying, Flat Cap Army, good to see you, Paro. Absolute legend. Absolute legend. Also, just wishing everybody well. Absolute vibes from Paro Miguel. Good to see you in here, my man. Good to see you in here. Miguel, do really appreciate all the support, but it seems like we're getting a bit of the Champions League music at this moment in stage. So everybody just kind of, breathe it in, just breathe in the Champions League. The Champions League is sometimes such a regular occurrence for, players like Ronaldo and whatnot, that I believe he even, kind of practically sings it. I think, Holland and players like that sing it. It's incredible. Imagine being in the Champions League that often. Unbelievable. Just realized I do have the furnace on behind me, so I do have to turn that off. So just give me a quick moment, everybody. But Mac, good to see you in here. I am rooting for Real Madrid for this one, my man. I am rooting for Real Madrid. Just not a PSG fan, my man. Even before Poch, I just kind of despised them. So I kind of have to continue that sort of vein. But just a second, everybody. Yeah, Mac, but it is am I like, is that like a second or third team for me, Real Madrid? I would say probably out of all the teams in La Liga, what is probably my favorite team? I would actually maybe say it is actually kind of Real Madrid. I just, maybe it's just kind of the kits are kind of always iconic. I do always kind of like their players. I've always been a big Sergio Ramos fan, always was a big Pepe fan, always was a big Modric fan. So maybe, yeah, maybe Real Madrid is kind of, maybe, if I out of all the teams in La Liga for me to support, maybe it would be kind of Real Madrid. Probably a bit sort of cheapishly. I mean, that would be a nice team, but yeah, I mean, just anything but PSG for me. I just really have always weirdly kind of despised them. The champions. Good to see you in here, Cody. Good to see you in here. Very nice and relaxed though. Everybody just gonna kind of be watching it. Just kind of just figured, watch it with me. We could all watch it together, and just kind of sit back and enjoy the Champions League. David was supposed to be here, but he's unfortunately a bit ill today, so that means no fan show. But might as well just kind of enjoy a bit of Champions League, everybody together, especially with the Flat Cap Army. I do have a soft spot for Podge, but yeah, I want to see Real Madrid win, and Parma Gel's gone for PSG. All right, just kicked off for me. I am 7 seconds, 8 seconds, 9 seconds, 10 seconds, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 seconds into the game, everybody. Luka Modric down the wing here, intercepted by Nuno Mendes. Marco Verratti back. Plays it to Kempembe. Kempembe might have a bit of a mistake today. He's kind of erratic. Sometimes he'll have an unbelievable game, and other days he'll just have a absolute howler. But it seems like PSG are already on the break here with Di Maria. And like I said before, if Di Maria plays, PSG wins. In my belief, with that front three, when Di Maria plays, they win. Casemiro in here plays it wide to Modric. Probably the classiest man in the building there, Modric. Benzema tries something a bit cheeky there. Good to see you in here, Spurs 72, my man. Good to see you in here. He wants PSG, I guess, probably for the Poch reasons. Completely understand, but just don't. Before Poch went there, my man, I just really didn't never really like them. So I'm just gonna have to, stay loyal to my hatred for them. But good to see you in here, Spurs 72. Good to see you in here. Alexander Hilton as well. Good to see you in here. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Just a little kind of casual watch along. Watch it with me, Flat Cap Army. Especially if Real Madrid do maybe pull off an upset here, I'd be absolutely over the moon because it is something that Darius and I did speak about. And, I kind of, biasedly kind of said that maybe Real Madrid have a chance here, but that's just because I want them to have a chance. But hopefully they do. But so far, kind of dominating the possession here, Real Madrid. It's always kind of interesting. Pochettino seems to play this very kind of counter-attacking sort of style with PSG in the Champions League. Of course, kind of famously or infamously did it against Bayern Munich last season. A beautiful turn from Casemiro and it plays it out wide to Vinicius, who is absolutely dynamic and dangerous on the ball. Does give it away, though. Poor pass. Well won back by Ferland Mendy, and it's back into Real Madrid. Eder Militao with the beautiful old dink over the top. Plays it to Carvajal. Luka Modric in the center here with the poor touch, poor initial touch. Would love a PSG Man City rematch though. Yeah, with actual stakes, with actual stakes. But it felt like Leipzig, were going to give them, a real contest. It felt like this group stage, but Jesse Marsh just wasn't really capable of keeping goals out of his net. So at the end of the day, it just was pretty obvious, which two were going to advance. But honestly, just absolute goal fest between these two, I would say. But definitely would love to see a rematch between those two. I'm really disappointed we've never seen Bayern Man City. Very disappointed we've never seen it. I wish we had seen that maybe a year or two ago. I really wish we had seen that like a year or two ago. That would have been really interesting. Yeah, just a little cheeky loan, little cheeky loan just for, maybe just, every other game, we get Modric. Every other game. Yeah, hopefully, he's suspended for the rest of the season. Pick up Catman Jess. Hey, Sean. Hey, Sean, if you're watching, you're welcome to come on, my man. You're welcome to come on and watch it with me if you want to watch a bit of Real Madrid PSG with me. But, just a bit of a casual watch along, my man. So welcome to come on if you like. And it's, absolutely dicing Mbappe, just ruining Carvajal here. Really, really tricky. Turns Carvajal inside out, plays it across the six to Di Maria. Di Maria just skies it. Mark Swift, PSG for the win. Really appreciate everybody for actually also getting their thoughts in that poll. Really do appreciate it. Just going to do a few more of those actually. Whatever comes to my mind that day, I am going to do a bit of a poll, especially Champions League days. It's going to be a bit obvious, maybe what I'm going to do, but I am going to start doing some of those community polls. So really do appreciate everybody that did respond and everybody that hasn't. Feel free to put in your responses for future ones. And feel free to let me know what a poll you'd like to see later, because it's always interesting to see where kind of the Flat Cap Army lies on certain things. And turns out so far, the majority of the Flat Cap Army, it seems like, are kind of Real Madrid fans for this one, which I'm actually very proud of them for. Very proud of them. But all respect to the ones that are, going for PSG. All respect. Really do appreciate it, Mark Swift, Miguel. What a final it would be. What a final. And Sean Butler, no problem, my man. No problem. You catch up with work, but hopefully you're able to catch the game at least a little bit, brother. Welsh gal, very good point. Welsh gal, very good point. Oh, I see, Catman Jess. I see. Yeah, that's a huge game where they would want their best players too. So he definitely would. He definitely would be featured, and it's kind of good that he isn't. Apologies to any Argentina fans. So far, though, kind of, I don't know, a bit even between the two sides. I would say PSG maybe now growing into the game and get a bit more. Real Madrid were playing very heavy spells of possession, it felt like in the beginning. And PSG were just kind of sitting back and waiting to hurt them on the counter. But Real Madrid now, I feel like, are probably showing a bit of their weakness. They're maybe not as decisive or have that cutting edge that PSG do, because PSG, we saw with that one moment from Mbappe alone, their ability just to, out of just one chance, just create, an unbelievable opportunity, which Real Madrid to a degree probably can't do. PSG are having good spell of possession though here. A little run from Messi, which is always good to see. Plays Nuno Mendes out wide though, which is interesting. Oh, well dealt with by Eder Militao. Very class. Benzema tries to win it, but there's no support for him, so I don't really know who he's going to play it to. Marquinhos taking it out. Mbappe out wide. Plays it inside to Verratti. Well won by Eder Militao. Messi wins it back off of Modric. Plays it back to Mbappe. Mbappe here. Mbappe goes out for a corner. Mbappe looks really up for it. Mbappe looks really up for it. Love it, Catman. I absolutely love it. I would say the one benefit, Catman, I would say the one benefit of the name Jack, it's not really like my favorite name in the world, but the one benefit of it, I would say, is, no matter what country you go to, it certainly is a name that, people definitely know. Even if it's even if it's a non-English speaking country, then I mean, Jack is still a common enough name. So that's why I've always appreciated about it. At the end of the day, it's not really, a name that you have to explain to anybody. But it's not really, a name that, I would say I would, recommend to anybody. It's quite boring, quite average, quite ordinary. If you're into that, then maybe I would. But Big Up Cat Man, do appreciate it. Really do appreciate it. Sir, Big Up Shamu. Good to have you in here, my man. If you're up for it, Shamu, you're welcome to join for the watch along. If you're up for it, do let me know. Do let me know. Just WhatsApp me, my man. Just WhatsApp me. Yeah, I've heard that as well. So maybe they won't win this one just because he's not really exactly up for it. He doesn't really have the confidence in the board or the team or the system. Really good point. Spurs 72. Really good point. Big up, Sanuska. Good to have you in here, Sanuska. Absolute legend. Good to have you in here. Big up, Shamu. Big up, Shamu. Just let me know, my man. Just let me know. So far, not really a lot to report, regarding, I would say the biggest chance certainly was probably, that moment where Mbappe did play it, across the six, took a bit of a deflection, and Di Maria right in front of goal. Probably the best chance of the game so far. The PSG are doing a bit of a Pochettino sort of press. They're making it tough for Real Madrid to get out of their own half. Pochettino is wearing a mask. Pochettino is wearing a mask, which is interesting. Kimpembe carrying it out of possession, plays it to Mbappe. Beautiful first touch from the man. Paredes plays it back to Marquinhos. Danilo Pereira. Messi drops deep. Plays it out wide to Mendes. Seems like PSG are now really dominating possession so far. Really taking their time here, being very, very methodical. Fourth nephew. Very congratulations, Catman. Congratulations. That's unbelievable, actually. Fourth nephew. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You have so many people to be the cool uncle for. Mbappe is really having a good game here, I would say. So far, he seems to really be kind of inserting his sort of influence on this game. Yeah, that's exactly it, Welsh Gal. Mbappe, it's almost like Real Madrid show trial because we all know exactly that he probably, it's almost like some 98% chance that he will be signing with Real Madrid, and it will be a little bit of a show trial for him. Will he give them, his best version? That'll be interesting. Will be interesting. I feel like he will try to. I think he seems to be really trying his best. He seems to really be wanting something out of this game. Hakimi down the wing. PSG win the ball back again, cycling possession through the back line. Marquinhos showing a bit of composure here. Now Real Madrid are really, sitting in more of a defensive shape. They don't really sit very deep, but they have been without the any sort of, spells of possession actually for some time. Paredes, Messi loses it, plays it back to Thibaut Courtois under a bit of pressure, plays it out wide. What's really interesting is here is everybody is we are seeing Pochettino, getting PSG to press, and these are a lot of prima donna, sort of very, Hollywood, personality kind of players, and he is getting them to press, which is, nice to see actually. Ball goes out of play. So far, it seems like PSG might be the most likely ones to score here, unless maybe Real Madrid do maybe pull off some sort of counter, or maybe find some sort of spell of possession against the run of play. I mean, what's really interesting about the Champions League, you would say, is at the end of the day, like these are world class players, and so anybody can get something against the run of play. I mean, they're so fully capable of it. It's very cutthroat. The Champions League, you can always get something against the momentum. You can always be super clinical and just steal a game that sort of way. So we could see maybe Real Madrid do that. Ball out wide to Vinicius. Vinicius cutting in. Casemiro with a nice spray to Sensio. Mbappe. Mbappe surging through the midfield, cuts inside, plays it to Mendes. Mbappe receives it at the top, and Carvajal getting absolutely stuck in. Carvajal, absolutely stuck. That is gorgeous. Beautiful combination so far between Nuno Mendes and Mbappe. Modric receiving it. Casemiro here. Verratti wins it off of Casemiro. Skins Militao here. Militao shows him the weight room with an attempt at a ping in behind for Vinicius. That was quite clever. Oh, ball in behind for Mbappe. Mbappe fighting with Carvajal for position there. It looks like Messi's balling behind. Mbappe fighting for position with Carvajal, and he goes for a left-footed side foot finish past Courtois. Courtois is able to hit it away with seems like his knee or his shin out away for maybe it's a corner kick, I believe, and it is a corner. But the PSG so far, I mean, with the majority of the chances, if not all the chances. Welsh Gal saying, what do we think about the change to no away goals in the UCL? I think it's an atrocity. I think it doesn't really, it's actually what, okay, before I even get into what makes a little deflection there almost for Danilo Pereira's header. What I would say though, Welsh Gal, is what makes it really worse for me is the fact that I believe games might actually end up being longer when you think about it. Like fixtures and ties, will more likely go to extra time in the second leg, which I think then probably gives an extraordinary advantage to the home team. So for me, that's my thoughts on it because I feel like with the away goals, there comes maybe a bit of a level playing field when it comes to maybe not allowing extra time. Away goals makes it really hard for extra time to happen. So that's at least my thoughts on it. Those are at least my thoughts on it. But I think it just extends the games, makes it so that there's more extra time, and I'm not really sure if I want that. Ball in behind though by Nuno Mendes to Verratti. PSG really showing their strength here in possession, showing their class. But as well, I just don't like it because I love away goals. It allows smaller teams to be able to nick something away from somebody, to be able to kind of grab something against the run of play, to be able to just kind of Jose Mourinho kind of like days and performances are not really possible without the away goals. Diego Simeone sort of performances are not possible without the away goals. So those are at least my thoughts on it. I mean, two reasons. It, takes away, or it increases more games of having extra time. And then also, it takes away the fun of having a Diego Simeone or a Jose Mourinho kind of shithousery kind of a performance. So those are at least my thoughts, Welsh Gal. Spurs 72. This is what I've been saying about the whole idea of criticizing Conte, is that we're sometimes forgetting what like world class players, if not just regular class players, can look like and what they're capable of. And I feel like we can only really start truly criticizing Conte until he has actually players that he can succeed with. Once he has players that he can succeed with, then you can criticize every single inch of him. But until then, it just, for me, that's how I feel. Spot on, Spurs 72. Good to see that. Good little derby match, sir. David, I think, had a absolutely spectacular time, regardless of the result. He really did have a spectacular time, Catman. Good to see you. Really good comment, my man. Do I think PSG can win the Champions League? I really doubt it. I really do doubt it. If they didn't win it under Thomas Tuchel, I really doubt they'll win it now. I think the Neymar, Mbappe, there's just so many. There's like a manager that wants to leave. There's players that want to leave. It's just a weird dressing room. We'll see if they make it. It would be an unbelievable feat if they did, but I really doubt it. I think they'll get caught out at some stage. Teams like Man City really just, brush them away. So I think some team will catch them out. Some team will catch them out, but, no. For me, I would confidently bet that they won't, William. But good to see you in here, William. Do appreciate it. Yeah, it does really change the face of the competition. Well said, Welsh Gal. I think you do best in. It's tough, actually. What do you do well in Syria? I don't know. Like Sanchez, more and more sometimes it really is tough to see like what sort of level you'd be best at. He might be good at like playing for like a team where it's a bit of a kind of a bully, flat track bully sort of kind of situation. I think Sanchez might be getting outside of Europe's top five leagues, outside of Europe's top five leagues, maybe playing in Liga. I could see him playing in Liga. I could see him playing in La Liga, but would a bigger team take him up? That's the real question. Mendes out wide. Tries to go for a cross for Mbappe, but ends up going into Courtois' arms. PSG really having high, spells of possession here. I am a bit worried for Real Madrid, but they are away from home. Yeah, Messi continues to play a deeper role here as well. Hakimi out wide. Finds Messi. Paredes here. Kimpembe. Plays it out wide to Nuno Mendes, who's found a lot of space here. Carvajal is is probably having a really tough time, I would say, against Mbappe as well as Nuno Mendes. Di Maria with a foul on Casemiro, and Real Madrid can kind of find a moment here to take away a bit of the pressure. Do appreciate it, Parma Miguel Escobardo. Do appreciate it. 2-0 already. Man City looking like a force to be reckoned with. But I am not surprised. The way that Sporting play, I do really kind of see, Man City kind of destroying them with their kind of fluid system. Ajax destroyed them this season with a very fluid system. So you would expect that Man City would. You would expect that Man City would. But yeah, Man City are certainly having a very easy time, it seems like, with a lot of their games. Absolutely, William. I would say League One sometimes that is worst. Messi and Di Maria combining well. Hakimi out wide. Plays Messi. Messi for a bit of a switch of play over to Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes 1-on-1 with Carvajal. Paredes here. PSG deep in Real Madrid's half. Very deep in Real Madrid's half. But they're not doing a lot with their possession. Maybe they're taking advantage of the mobility of players like Cruz and Modric, who are not really capable of winning the ball back when they do lose it. And that's what PSG might be taking advantage of to a degree. Good chance here. Nuno Mendes. Carvajal and Mendes battling. Asensio and Carvajal. He breaks past Carvajal. Carvajal with the poor pass out. Militao looking to clear it. Goes out for a goal kick. Very, 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 very scary for Real Madrid so far. Very, very scary for them so far. Going Bayern Salzburg. Interesting, Catman. Especially for back and forth sort of, high pressing kind of action. Definitely. But I think we're going for Inter Liverpool for that one tomorrow. I think we're going for Inter Liverpool. It just, maybe to see, the Reds lose. Maybe to see, Inter Milan pull off an upset. Catman, but pick yourself up. I do not have DAZN. In the US, we do Paramount Plus for the Champions League and various other sort of different subscriptions. Instead of DAZN, where I know you just get everything in kind of one package and one fee, with the US, you have to basically just get a bunch of different sort of small subscriptions that all kind of basically add up to a lot. But you can also do Fubo, I think is the one that you can also do, I believe, as well. George Hill, good to see you in here. Absolute legend. New York as well. Good to see you in here. Hopefully you're enjoying Champions League out of Buffalo, my man. Absolute legend. And he says, cheers, Jack. Hope you're keeping well. Tuning in into both PSG, Real Madrid, as well as the Man United match. Preying on Man United's downfall, as we all are. George Hill, good to see you in here, my man. Good to see you in here. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. So far, I would say I would kind of rather watch kind of Brighton, maybe try to take apart Man United, but this will be interesting. At some stage, this will heat up. I'm really looking for, a goal in the first half, because I think that will make things really interesting. I feel like if the goal were to go to Real Madrid, it would really make PSG have to come out, their gate a bit more, which might make things easier for Real Madrid. Surging run from Eder Militao, though. But if the first goal were to go to PSG, I don't see this going well for Real Madrid. Vinicius Jr. winning a free kick. Well done by Vinicius. But George, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. Yeah, he can be quite saucy. He can be quite saucy. Would love to as well. Welsh gal would love to as well. Free kick though here in an okay position, you would say for Real Madrid. Probably tough to maybe score from a header in these sort of situations. They don't exactly have the biggest team, I would say either. So this will be interesting, especially Tony Kroos with maybe a free kick, but they don't really have a tall team, so we'll see how they do this. Not really sure how that was supposed to work. Beautiful combination play, but a bit overplayed by Messi between Hakimi and Messi. I'm not sure if it's getting knocked down. I feel like Inter are getting their own stadium or something like that. I think that's what it might be. Is that Inter getting their own stadium? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, Shamil. I'm not sure, my man. I feel like Real Madrid are really struggling to get the ball into PSG's half. Even Messi making a surging run, goes out for a goal kick. Tried to hit it with his right foot, which is quite rare, actually, especially from a position like that. But I mean, Real Madrid really struggling to even get it into PSG's half. Good little pass there. David Alaba making a surging run. Throw in for Real Madrid. Deeper into PSG's half, which is nicer to see. Took some effort from David Alaba in order for that to happen. Good to see you, Zoe. Good to see you. She says, "Big up, Jack." Sadly, not watching the match as I don't have BT Sport anymore. I hope Real Madrid win. Big up, Zoe. I do hope so as well. I do hope so as well. But thanks for at least just stopping in for a second, Zoe. Do really appreciate it. Do really appreciate it. Absolute legend of both armies. Absolute legend of both channels. Big yourself up, Zoe. Really good little battle in between Verratti and and Eder Militao. Verratti made the tackle, or I'm forgetting now on Militao, maybe the other way around. But Verratti holding Militao's leg back, just beautiful to see in there. Unbelievable shithousery from Verratti. Maybe things are starting to spice up here. It's almost like chess pieces. It's very, 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 I would say stalemate sort of vibes right now between the two teams. Very, very tough to figure out who's going to win this one. Beautiful switch of play by Asensio over to Vinicius. Vinicius plays Benzema. Benzema plays out wide to Mendy. Vinicius here tries to skip past Hakimi. Hakimi has not only been brilliant going forward, but also has been sound defensively. Benzema and Messi have been dropping very deep. Good run here from Carvajal. Picks it up inside the box. but gets won by Mbappe, gets actually, shown the weight room here a bit by Mbappe. Mbappe, what he's going to do here. He's going to try to sprint down the wing, but doesn't choose it a bit of composure there. Well done by Mbappe, I must say. But he won the ball there from Carvajal and then, sprinted up the pitch. Mbappe has probably been PSG's, I would say, their best player so far. Mbappe has 62% possession so far for PSG, 38% for Real Madrid, five total attempts for PSG, and one on target versus absolute zilch for Real Madrid so far. Well done, Benzema. Well done. Play, Asensio. Get in. Oh, unbelievable hold up play by Mercedes Benz. Unbelievable hold up play by Mercedes Benz there. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Yeah, Real Madrid are not looking too strong. Spurs 72. Oh, that's a shame it's getting knocked down. It would be a stadium you would kind of have to see then. Beautiful little 1-2 with Verratti and Mbappe. PSG are so deep in Real Madrid's half. It's really the fullbacks that are pushing Real Madrid so far back. Nuno Mendes and Hakimi have been so far forward. It is kind of, some elements of what we can remember with Spurs. Good little challenge there from Casemiro, and then a late challenge by Carval here. Yellow card seems to be coming out by the referee. I do believe this referee is Italian. And yellow card goes to Casemiro. Yellow card goes to Casemiro for the challenge. I believe it was on Paredes. I'm not sure, or maybe it was for a bit of an outburst. I'm not mistaken, but Casemiro, I will say, what I do love about him is that he does look like a bit of an evil teddy bear sometimes. The guy. Paredes and Casemiro getting into it as well is just beautiful to see. Beautiful to see. That was unbelievable hold up play by Benzema. Benedict Tampa, it's good to see you in here. Thanks for joining. If you win the lottery, Shimon, maybe we'll buy St. Pauli, my man. Maybe we'll buy St. Pauli. Thanks for joining, Ben Kaufman. Thanks for joining. Thank you very much for joining, my man. Just kind of sitting back, a little chill watch along Real Madrid. Welcome to join, Ben, if you feel. Welcome to join if you feel. I can send you the link if you like. But yeah, just a little kind of chill watch along Real Madrid. Kind of looking for them to maybe pull off a bit of an upset here. But so far, PSG really asserting their dominance, Ben. Really asserting their dominance. Paredes sprays it to Messi. Messi with not a very good first touch, and Alaba wins it off of him, who kind of dribbles into a poor position there and gives it away. But a bit of pressure here from Real Madrid, able to win it back in a late challenge there. I would say, ref. I would say late challenge there, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Give him that yellow. Appreciate that, sir. I love the appealing from Verratti. It's actually brilliant. You do actually love to see it. I mean, sometimes the way Verratti will appeal, with the referee, it's like he's pleading for his own life. Maybe they are speaking Italian to each other. I know they both are Italian, the referee and Verratti. That was a very late challenge, I would say, referee. Ben, I'll send you the link in just a second, my man. Maybe we'll send the link in the second half, or maybe at halftime. Big up though, Ben. Big up though, my man. Here, my phone actually ran out of power, Ben, so I'm just gonna wait for it to. I'm gonna wait for it to get back on, and then I can send it to you, my man. Then I can send it to you. Report on the grounds from Parma Miguel Escobar, 3-0 to City. That is absolute destruction. No need to be watching that one. That's destruction. That's destruction. But Ben, just wait for just a second. Just need to wait for the phone to be able to power back on. Real Madrid finally getting a bit of possession deep in PSG's half. Modric here on the ball, plays Asensio. Cleared away. Real Madrid probably a bit happy, but they are spraying it here to Carvajal. Benzema to Modric. Benzema won by Nuno Mendes, out for a throw-in for Real Madrid. Good to see you, Soham. Good to see you, Soham. My prediction is going to be maybe a 2-0 win for PSG, but what I want to see is a 2-0 win for Real Madrid, my man. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. Thanks for joining, though. Mbappé cutting inside here. One away, though, by Real Madrid. Just sent you the link, Ben, whenever you're ready. 4-0 already to the Citizens, says Parma Miguel Escobar. That's absolutely absurd. Not a lot of pressure, it feels like, from Real Madrid anytime they lose it. They do just kind of go back into their shape. And I would say, though, with the movement of Messi, it's not like there's really always a lot of players that are really trying to press them in behind or, really trying to hurt them. What really has helped PSG, it's seemingly these fullbacks. These fullbacks are really making, Real Madrid have to work a lot harder. But it does feel like, the movement of Messi dropping deep doesn't seem to cause too many problems to Real Madrid. It does allow PSG to have good spells of possession, but doesn't seem to really, threaten Real Madrid. Real Madrid, instead of really pressing really hard, they just seem to kind of sit back, sit deep, and just kind of wait for maybe PSG to make a mistake for them to win the ball back. The one thing, though, is with that has come PSG to win the ball back really high in Real Madrid's half, which is shown to be really dangerous and effective. because Real Madrid have turned it over lots. Soham, we're not really talking about the World Cup, but Kareem, though, plays it out wide to Vinicius. Vinicius plays it back to Kareem. Kareem with a little step over. Absolutely sauce. Plays it wide to Vinicius. Vinicius here. Goes out for a corner kick. Final four. So, England, Germany, Brazil. Oh, good chance for Casemiro there. England, Germany, Brazil, France, I guess. Yeah, but we're not really talking about the World Cup. Halftime, like Para Miguel has been saying here. 0-0 still, a bit of a very like kind of sort of a cautious sort of kind of approach from both of these teams. Seemingly not trying to, maybe come out of each other's, they're not really coming out of their shell, it feels like Real Madrid or PSG in this one. I would say I am, a bit kind of concerned about maybe, Real Madrid's kind of defensive sort of shape. They're sitting really back. And I just noticed, Ben, that you just popped in here. But Ben, we are going to bring you in. Ben, how we keeping? Have you been able to, keep an eye on the game? I mean, any teams that maybe you're back in here? Is there anybody that you're secretly supporting between PSG and Real?
To be honest, there's only one team I support in my life, and it's Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. So it's always good to watch some football. I've not really been paying attention to it, but I saw you on, so I thought I'd jump on the stream, and now you've invited me. So here we are to enjoy everyone else's company.
So, here we are. I mean, so far, I mean, it's not really like I really actively support, these teams, but I do kind of always, I feel like any team you watch, it's hard for me to really be a neutral, really in anything, I'll be honest, Ben. So for me, I am kind of backing kind of Real Madrid. I've always kind of liked them to an extent, maybe of all the La Liga teams, I would say I do kind of like them. I would say to an extent a bit more, maybe because of that beautiful white kit. But also because I've never been a fan of PSG, even before Poch came. But so far, if you missed it, I would say PSG have been really showing their dominance, have been really showing, that they are the team maybe to be kind of reckoned with. They are at home, though, and it's been a bit of a sleepy sort of performance. So if this were to end like 0-0 or like 1-0 or 1-1 or something, I would say that is a victory for Real Madrid. But I would say what has kind of been interesting, Ben, and maybe you can speak to this, is Poch does seem to be getting some of these sort of Hollywood prima donna kind of like players to press, which I found actually kind of interesting to see, some of these, kind of veteran Hollywood players actually pressing for him, which I didn't think would be possible.
I mean, he's a hell of a manager, that guy. It's still going to take time. I still think he won't last the season there. As soon as he gets a job that he can really get his teeth around, because at the end of the day, he's at the mercy of Leonardo and the director of football. So I think Poch really wants to be the boss of a club now. I've seen that from what he wants to do as a manager, and I think he just can't do that if he's just a coach. I think he wants to be the boss at a club.
Yeah, I think he does, and I think he wants to have a project at a club, and be, the guy that actually. I don't know. I think just Pochettino, like you said, but to be fair, a lot of managers have actually clashed with Leonardo. So it's not even just Poch. Tuchel did it. I believe the manager before him even did it. So, it's not just Pochettino. I think Pochettino just wants to be at a club where he can be trusted and given, the tools and, the tools to build, some sort of project. And, who knows who that might be. What is interesting is I think there are reports, though, that he's leaving, in fact, after this season, though, Ben. So, whatever might be going through the dressing room right now, actually, in PSG might be kind of interesting because they know that this is, their last, few moments with Pochettino.
I mean, it's really weird, really, that they're playing for him, but no manager's going to last at PSG with Leonardo. He's got too big a personality, and he thinks he knows what he's doing, which clearly he doesn't know what he's doing. Otherwise, PSG would have won a Champions League or two in the years they've spent infinite money, and without really having to challenge in France, because any team could win the league in France. It's ridiculous that PSG didn't win the league last year. In fact, it's crazy, really. But yeah, no manager's going to last at PSG, because no manager really wants to manage in France, which is a real shame, really, because you want French football to do well. You want every league to do well, because for the sake of football. But no manager usually lasts at PSG. It's really weird. I think it's. I think
if Tuchel and Pochettino don't do well at PSG, that would really say something. Maybe unless like Guardiola would go there, but that would just be a snooze fest if he. Really
it would be boring. But he wouldn't work with Leonardo either, because I mean, the reason it works in Manchester City because it's Begiristain is his mate, so they work well together because they're friends.
They let Pep do everything as well.
But Welsh Gal puts a good comment in it saying that Man U it's a good fit. Yeah, it is. Especially if Ranić lets him do what he wants, which I think Ranić will let him do what he wants, because Ranić respects people like Pochettino. But it all depends. The only way that the only way a manager is going to stay at PSG is if he's a real lover of the club. So it's got to be like one of PSG's own, I think. Which there aren't many of them.
It just feels like, I just think it's not, it has nothing to do with, similar to us actually to an extent, but maybe with them, it's actually more just too talented of players and too, kind of sort of Hollywood sort of personality sort of players. But it seems to be similar to us in that it's not really the players. It seems to be the manager, because they've had a variety of managers over at PSG and they've just yet to actually, win something of consequence. But then again, the only thing that I guess they're really judged on is kind of the Champions League, to a degree. But, there are other teams out there that are kind of like that. Juventus at one stage were kind of like that. Bayern were kind of like that, or still like that, to a degree.
Yeah.
So, PSG just were that team that just hilariously always seemed to fall out. But I think you're spot on. It just seems to be Leonardo, especially hold them back. But like Par Miguel Escobardo here is saying, a political party, absolutely. But with Real Madrid here, do you feel like this could potentially be, let's say, if this continues to be a bit of a snooze fest here, will PSG, do you think they'll have to eventually kind of come out of their shell a bit more? Because I would say PSG, they've dominated Real Madrid, but they haven't exactly created that many chances. So PSG, I think the last thing they'll want is a 0-0, kind of at home. I know away goals have been taken away. Actually, quickly, Ben, what are your thoughts on that? Because I feel like the away goal is taken away from the Champions League. I feel like it's kind of ruined it to a degree, because in my belief, it's if away goals are taken away, that means there's greater chance that the second tie will have extra time. There will be a greater chance of extra time, it feels like, after two legs, which I feel like kind of isn't fair to the, the away team. And also I feel like it's just not what we're used to. I kind of feel like, managers like Jose and Simeone, really thrived on, the away goals. So are you kind of sad to see the away goals go? Do you feel like it changes anything? Are you happy to see the away goals go?
I mean, I think taking away goals means more boring games, because teams they'll play Mourinho football, they'll get a goal and they'll put 10 men behind the ball. So as soon as you get that away goal, actually no, it's the opposite. In fact, damn it, Kaufman. Yeah, so it might mean teams won't sit back as much, but you need a bit of drama in Champions League, don't you? I mean, part of the match, like for example, when we went up the other end at Milan and scored that banger with Lennon and Crouch, it meant it was more special going away to the San Siro with a 1-0 win. I mean, we'll have to see how it goes. We'll have to see in the future whether the games do better. But I do think there is some point that Manchester City away games aren't more difficult than home games. So games like Tottenham never win away from home. So yeah, that away goal means a lot to us. But Manchester City score 10 goals away from home. They score 10 goals at home because they're stacked. for the most part. So maybe it's the truth that away goals don't really matter anymore. But
I feel like I don't know. I think I think last season I believe Porto advanced past Juventus because of away goals. I think away goals always play some sort of part. I feel like because of away goals, in my belief personally, I think away goals force the game to not really end it with extra time. When you reach 90 minutes, it feels like there's less of a chance of extra time after two legs than there is now. That's what I'm a bit worried about, because I'm not really the biggest fan of extra time after two legs. I feel like after two legs, you've played 180 minutes of football. You should find a winner, unless it goes to that sort of extreme, which is I think what away goals is supposed to do. So for me personally, it is I think it is a hindrance maybe, but it will be interesting, because I think that means, though, whoever is the home team in the second leg, let's say it does go to extra time, which I think there will be a greater chance that does mean then that they will be the home team, in those final minutes of extra time and for the penalty shootout, which is always, a huge advantage, you would say. Man City, Ben, right now, 4-0 after one half over Sporting
easy.
so far. Everything for them, it feels like the last month and a half has just been a walk in the park for Man City. They feel like they are probably the best team in Europe because they're making everything look so easy right now.
I mean, they're not even out of second gear, are they? That's how
No.
scary it is. They score goals for fun. They don't concede. They are just They are an unbelievable football team, and no one can say they aren't, because they just are. So it's the end of football, really. Well, back to the away goals rule. I mean, some of the most magical moments in my football supporting career have been because of away goals. Moussa Dembele at Lyon in the 89th minute, the Manchester City drama, Ajax. There's so many magical moments. I mean, but there's one thing taking away goals does. Again, more extra time. So that is just it's a slander towards the fans that go to the game, because the majority of fans have to work in the morning. So if they're up to, let's say, 11:30 watching a football game, if it goes to penalties, it means they're not getting home till 1 o'clock in the morning for the most part. It means you're getting late for work. It's just another hindrance to the working man of football, and it's a disgrace, really. I mean, leaving Tottenham, if Tottenham ever play extra time and penalties, you're not getting home to 12:30 in the evening. How do they expect people to get to work at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning? It's just another end.
Maybe it's for the TV revenue, because that means more commercials, more opportunities for ads to flash across the screen.
Yeah, it's just the only way. It's just the way. More advertisements, more revenue. To hell with the working man.
Yeah, Welsh Gal completely agrees with you. Spursy 141, good to see you in here, Jody. Good to see you in here. Absolute legend. George Hill as well. Apparently, they're just getting absolutely wrecked right now. That's interesting to see. Matt C, hopefully you're keeping well. Matt C, hopefully you're keeping well. Good to see you in here. Waiting for the game to come back on between Real and PSG. Again, everybody, I'm just looking for a snatch and grab here from Real Madrid. I do kind of, I'm just not a fan of kind of the oil clubs, kind of Ben. I do kind of root against them. It's not like I have just a huge deep hatred towards them. I just kind of naturally just do kind of root against them. Kind of the same sort of way with Man City. It just kind of always just never find myself ever in a situation where I'm rooting for PSG. In fact, the only time I could say I've ever been a neutral was the PSG Man City. I didn't know who I actually would be rooting for.
I mean, it's just with Real Madrid and PSG, though, you have to hate both of them, because Real Madrid are basically bankrolled by the Spanish government. If Real Madrid are a shit tons of money in debt, they write a check and they write off their debt. It's just it's another team with infinite money.
Fair play.
It's football is wrecked. Financial fair play is a joke. All it does is ruins it for the fans, because it means teams might not spend their extra couple of million because they're like, oh no, I'm going to get screwed over by UEFA. It's silliness. Both Barcelona and Real Madrid have personally ruined Spanish football, because both of them spend more money than anyone else. And if they're in debt, the government writes it off. And so, oh no, the debt doesn't exist anymore. It's just as bad, if not worse, than Man City. At least Man City say we're owned by Abu Dhabi, or Newcastle say we're owned by the Saudi government. And Real Madrid, they just blanketly say, "Nah, we're just a normal football club." But no, we'll write off the debt. It doesn't exist. What debt?
Spot on, Ben. You're spot on. You're spot on.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's honestly.
I wonder what it feels like.
Yeah, I mean, Barcelona, I would say, I mean, sheer gross mismanagement. Real Madrid, you couldn't really exactly paint them with the same sort of brush. You could paint them with a similar brush, but nowhere near the same sort of kind. They have ruined Spanish football to an extent, Ben, but I kind of wish that Barcelona, and maybe like you're saying, with being bankrolled by, so many different sort of, organizations, you feel like you kind of wish Barcelona kind of paid the price for maybe their sheer mismanagement. And I wish, that were the case in the Premier League, though, too, because I think there are a lot of teams that have been kind of, grossly mismanaged that haven't been, punished for it. You would kind of say that's the case with Everton. You would sort of say that's kind of been the case with Man United to an extent, and other clubs as well, where they've been so kind of heavily mismanaged, but they don't really pay the price for it because they're just so wealthy that, they don't really ever see the consequences for it.
I mean, it's just the one example I have is Tottenham are probably the only properly run, as in financially properly run, football club in the Premier League. And we despise that. We want to be, that's how bad football is now, that we are wishing to be poorly run because we might actually see a trophy. But because we're trying to run in a sustainable business model like everyone else does, every other business runs a sustainable model, we're suffering for it. But Man United don't care about sustainability. Chelsea don't care about sustainability. Manchester City have infinite money. We're suffering for being a properly run club, but teams like Barcelona, Madrid, PSG, it's a disgrace that because our club is run properly, it's evil. It's evil that the teams that are run properly, let's say a Leicester, a Tottenham, Southampton to most extent, these teams should be put on a golden pedestal and say, look how lovely these teams are. They're run properly, they're within their means, they're not owned by countries, they haven't got infinite money, but they're doing as best as they can. They're playing decent brands of football. But it's just like, but that's not the way football is. Football is, it's now the person with the most money wins. And it's a disgrace.
No, I'm kind of with you, actually. I think it's kind of funny you would actually say if maybe the Russian and, Middle Eastern oil kind of, teams and whatnot, you would probably say, like, if those didn't exist, maybe the Levy wouldn't have such a bad brush,
No,
kind of painted towards him. But I don't know. That's tough. That's kind of weird to even say out loud, to be honest, because that's like, I think just getting rid of, an extreme reality. It's kind of just putting yourself in fantasy land. But they have just kicked off yet again. I am now, everybody, 45 seconds, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 45, 30 seconds. And everybody, PSG with the ball here, playing a bit of kind of spells of possession on the left wing here.
I'm even more, Miles. The teams have only just come out on my screen, so I don't care. So I watched the game. It's not a problem
so they've only just come out on your screen?
Yeah.
I can pause and wait for you if you like. I mean, to be honest, I actually need to go get a drink, though, Ben. I actually need to go get a drink. So
have you got a link for your? If you've got a link for your stream, I can attempt to get on the same page as you.
Mine would be, I think you would have to get a good VPN or something, and then I could give you my details.
No problem.
Because mine's like one of those like paid sort of things through the US.
I'll happily be behind. It's not a problem for me. I don't care about either team anyway. So if I'm watching football, I'm watching football.
Okay.
I'm going to attempt to get this United game on as well, just so I can see United. I might as well see some comedy.
There we go. We'll have a scout on the ground. We'll have a flat cap scout on the ground on stream with Ben.
If it's even on the TV. No, it's not, I think. Is that on BT as well? What channel? Is it not on the telly? I don't think it's on the TV. No, it's not. Okay.
Bit of sketchiness from Real Madrid here. Able to win the ball back in a shocking ball played in behind by Asensio. No composure there whatsoever. PSG kind of continuing more the same of what we were seeing in the first half. A bit of just dominance, a bit of kind of composure, just not really being really too panicked on the ball, making, Real Madrid do make things pretty easy for them on the ball, I would say. But it seems like the most likely team to score next will be PSG by the looks of it.
I mean, they're a hell of a team and they've got some great players on there. Actually, no, not even a hell of a team. They've just got great players.
Yeah, I mean, it is just unbelievable players. And when they are actually deciding to play, when they are up for it, it is, it is a team. It is a force to be reckoned with. Absolutely. Ball in behind, back post. Throw in for Real Madrid. It does seem though, like as much as PSG have had unbelievable spells of possession, like it's just not really a lot of clear-cut golden chances that I can really, point to, for PSG. So I think that's where Real Madrid could maybe find, a bit of happiness or a bit of, solace is the fact that, at the end of the day, the chances for PSG have been actually quite limited despite their spells of possession, everybody. But they are going to keep trying, and some really good hold-up play by Di Maria. They're absolutely class. Absolutely class.
Finally found a stream that was 48 minutes and it freezes immediately.
Yeah, that's the common
Typical.
case. But falling behind here, Thibaut Courtois does clear again. Everybody, a bit of a snoozer. It feels like between these two teams, which is unbelievable, I must say. Marquinhos though plays a ball in behind for Mbappé, cleared away by Militao. Verratti here has it. Unbelievable. I mean, Angel Di Maria is unbelievable with the ball. Plays Messi at the top of the 18. We find Paredes at the top of the 18 as well. Now a bit of a beautiful football played, and it's a shot on goal from Mbappe and a really good save from Courtois. Unbelievable save by Courtois. Ridiculous close. Tight play inside between Hakimi and Mbappe. Mbappe with a quick snapshot at Courtois. Courtois down to his right and saves it. Really good save there, I must say, actually. But very, very scary for Real Madrid. Again, a good chance there for PSG. A bit of a half chance, you might say, but certainly required a good save. Probably maybe the biggest save that I think Courtois has really had to make today, which really speaks to the snoozer that we're watching.
I mean, it's a brilliant save, isn't it? I mean, it's a routine save, but it's just like it's brilliant football from PSG. They are so good on the ball. Like, that's almost typical Poch football, really. One touch, two touch, bang. Typical Poch football. Madrid sort of being sleepy. They can't keep up with them. They're almost in Madrid have not even got out of first gear, it seems, on my screen.
I just think they're being a bit outclassed, by PSG, at this extent. I think what the big problem is that midfield of theirs is just so, crickety and old and ancient that I'm a bit worried that, the way that PSG will hold possession will make it really hard for that midfield Real Madrid to work to get the ball back. And I think that's where their problems kind of lie. At the same time, though, one, Real Madrid do have the ball. You would say there's no midfield you'd rather have than Casemiro, Modric, and Cruz to maybe get, something going. So it kind of goes a bit both ways. It's really interesting, I would say. They're not really young enough to really be vibrant and win the ball back, but at the same time, they're very seasoned, cold, veterans, that can also, pick a pass out in those, crucial moments.
According to someone in the chat, some bloody bad adverts popped up on my glasses. So I'm going to stop looking at the bloody screen. So I'm just. This is the problem with the internet. Everyone sees everything.
That's hilarious, Simon. That's hilarious.
So
Ball won back by PSG here.
I'm gonna spend as little time on the stream as possible. Oh, it's frozen anyway. Oh well.
Here, I'll send you something in the private chat,
right.
Ben. That has worked, I know, probably for David.
It was lovely to see him at the weekend as well.
How was that?
That was really brilliant. I mean, it's a real shame that Tottenham are so bad because those boys deserve.
Yeah, I was just going to say, to make that trip over is just absolutely horrible.
Yeah. I mean, sitting with Dermot all for the game was absolutely brilliant. It was a great time.
Shot in by Messi. Seems to have gone back for something there. But yeah, I don't know. That's Ben. Like, you would just think I think they all had a spectacular time every single moment up until the 20th minute of that game, which is just I don't know, just a ridiculous shame. Ridiculous shame. It feels horrible that that's the game they made that trip up for, and they would never have known. Who would have known that Wolves would have been that sort of game for us? But I don't know. Also ridiculous that David Harris, the game he goes to, is the one where Matt Doherty and Harry Winks, play a major part in as well. I feel really bad for David, but
yeah, it was shocking. It was. I mean, seeing those boys. Seeing everyone and just everyone being there was so magical, and the team couldn't even put 1% effort in. That was really upsetting. That's really upsetting because I like Dermot having to walk all the way up the high road and then having to be dragged up all those stairs to get to where we sit in the East Upper.
And he got a real workout in. Yeah, he got a real workout in.
I mean, yeah. Like even Dermot was was surprised because where I sit in the East Stand is you see the tactics of the game perfectly. Because you're such an advantage point. You can see formations, you can see everything, you see little runs, and it's just like, that was like, that's the best ever, like, it's better than anything you can ever see, really. And it's still, that makes it even worse because you can see how bad our team is.
You can see how atrocious they look.
It's madness. It's just, I feel for them. Big up Dermo. Big up Mr. Harris. Ollie. Mr. Brady. It's just brilliant.
Silky possession here from Real Madrid. Silky possession. Vinicius here on the wing. Benzema here at the top. Finds Vinicius. Poor touch by Vinicius. Verratti driving up the pitch. Finds Messi. Messi cutting inside. Finds Verratti. Plays Di Maria at the top of the 18. Militao tries to win it back from Di Maria. Well done by Militao. Mbappé here with a shot from distance. And it goes straight into Courtois' arms. Toni Kroos here, driving up the field. Actually, a bit of space. Finds Asensio. Asensio cutting inside, moving across the 18 with a poor touch. Ferland Mendy fouls, I believe, Danilo Pereira and gets a yellow card. That's a little ridiculous, ref. Seems a little absurd. That's a bit absurd, ref. That was a bit absurd. Plays the pass and then accidentally scrapes, it seems like, Pereira after.
I don't see why that's a yellow.
It seemed a bit ridiculous. Seems like you're not too far behind me, Ben. So what minute are you on?
56:38.
shit, I can't pause on this one.
No, I don't mind. It doesn't matter. I'd rather, as long as,
Normally
like,
I can.
this is the way VAR should be. Someone sees it, then someone else sees it to say, "Oh, yeah,
You're
Jack
good
was
sport.
right. Jack was right."
Do you mind just taking over for like 30, 50 seconds just because I just need to grab a
Absolutely,
drink?
I can do
Really
that.
appreciate you, Ben.
I've got my hosting chops on now.
I owe you
can,
one.
Yeah,
I owe you
I
one.
can do it.
I owe you one. Appreciate it.
Good evening, stream. Good evening, stream chat. Good evening. So, we're going to look at, Mackie's saying Doherty is a terrible football player. Yes, he is. He is an awful football player. Simon Stevens is saying Doherty looked like a donkey in the mud going forward. How on earth have we regressed that much? When was the last time our options at right back were as poor as that? Probably, late 90s Tottenham was awful, fullback wise. They were awful. They were not good at all. Duncan Rathband is saying, good evening, Duncan. Lovely to see you in the chat. And big up to, make sure you like Jack's channel because it's an absolutely wonderful place to be. I mean, I love spending some time here learning about football players I wouldn't possibly know about. My buddy, Mr. Parrow from Lagos is saying, Silver's goal disallowed, 0-4. Ooh. So, wasn't complaining. No problem, Simon. No problem, my friend. Facts. From PSG balling, one-way traffic. Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it? Stephen Carr was my favourite. Stephen Carr was brilliant, but to the towards of his Tottenham career, he started to get a bit ropey. And most of the problems were in that Tottenham team. We had bloody Casey Keller in goal. He was shocking. Our back four was Stephen Carr, Gary Doherty, Anthony Gardner, and Mauricio Tarrico. That was my God. That was not fun, Jack. That was not fun.
Parmigel Escobedo says 58-19. I do apologize, Parmigel. I probably missed it in that time period. Probably missed it.
Patty's saying, you're not Jack. Hello anyway. He's here. He's here.
Patty, he's here. He's come back just in time.
I apologize for having a long beard.
Yeah, much longer. I mean, someone said they liked my beard the other day, and it just got immediately deleted.
Yeah.
You know, the same day. So, you know, that's how it is. But back to the game here. Hakimi showing some good techers here, but one back by Benzema showing a beautiful bit of hold up play, and Kroos with an absolutely shocking ball in behind for Vinicius. That has to be much better. But again, not a lot going on, it seems like, between these two teams, but a bit more back and forth here with Mbappé now having a good chance, and it's a penalty awarded to PSG. Carvajal taking out Mbappé, cleaning him out. Just, he's been diced up. He's been skinned and spun all game by Mbappe, and this time Carvajal decides to put a foot in. It seemed a bit rash. I'm not really sure why. He didn't really need to, it felt like, but he puts a foot in and then just gets, and then Mbappe takes advantage of it. Clear and decisive penalty for me, personally. I don't know why Carvajal even dove in. It felt like he didn't really need to, but a penalty for PSG. Really good opportunity here.
I don't think he touched him that much.
Yeah, I mean, Mbappe does really look for it. He does really look for it, but I don't think that's a necessary. It just doesn't seem like a necessary tackle by Carvajal. Shocking. There's no reason to dive in there. But Messi over the spot here. I mean, unbelievable player to have over the ball here.
I think he's one of the worst. I think he's terrible at pens. Someone else should take them.
Really?
Yeah,
and he misses it as well. He misses it, man. And he misses it. Courtois reads him. I will say, you never see Messi like absolutely thunder into penalty. He always plays it on the floor. He almost Gio Salsas it into the bottom every time. So saved by Courtois. Huge moment for Real Madrid. Gotten away with one there. Carvajal, I mean, he must be feeling spectacular. And Vinicius here with a beautiful run and taken down cynically by Danilo Pereira. And that is a very hard yellow. That is, in fact, almost an orange there, I would say. from Danilo Pereira. Vinicius with a beautiful run through the middle. He actually you could almost even say close to a goal scoring opportunity, but I would say almost won that cleanly, maybe. So Danilo might be a bit hard done by, but a huge last like probably 2 or 3 minutes there. But Messi missing the pen, and Ben, you were saying that you don't really trust Messi from penalties.
Whenever I see Messi take penalties, he always misses them.
Interesting.
Always. So I thought that was a good tackle by Danilo. He got the ball. I mean,
it looks like he did actually.
The studs were up, so I think that's why he gave the foul. But for me, he wins the ball there. He wins the ball cleanly there.
I'm with you.
But it's good tackling is now demonized in UEFA. So.
Yeah, definitely. Vinicius here trying to play a ball in for Ferland Mendy. Real Madrid looking like they've gotten a bit of hope, it seems like, from that sort of from that save by Courtois. Maybe they'll take advantage of it here. Let's hope so. But Messi with unbelievable hold up play here. Unbelievable hold. Oh, and unbelievable touch as well. The man is world class. But Casemiro winning the ball back from Hakimi very well. We're starting to see some of the bit of the world class sort of play from some of these players. Vinicius winning a free kick, using that Italian.
Tackle. What a tackle that is. That's a proper tackle.
Unbelievable bit of skill by Messi back there. Unbelievable bit of skill by Messi back there. The fact he held on to that. He must have had 3 or 4 players surrounding him.
I don't understand why Messi's on penalties. He always misses them. I think even Di Maria might be a better taker than him.
Yeah, someone's saying should let Mbappé take it. Mbappe's not exactly a great penalty kick taker either.
No, especially after the Euros, he was.
No, and I've seen him miss others as well. So actually kind of funny. Lazy defending. I do agree with Carvajal. Exactly, Mac. I do agree.
So Sergio Ramos. Man United are 1-0 up. Boo! Boo!
They found a way to dispatch Brighton.
Yep, Cristiano Ronaldo with the goals.
Yeah, not surprised. Casemiro dropping deep, plays a shocking pass to Mbappe here. Will they take advantage of this? Verratti here now one-on-one and Carvajal tries to win it back. And Verratti somehow able to stick a foot in and is able to win it back for his team. That was ridiculous, I must say. Benzema, though, showing a very classy hold-up play. And Modric getting taken down by Danilo Pereira. He is on a yellow, Ralph, so I would say it was looking a bit reckless there, sir. And then he seemed to be pulling on Benzema's shirt. Now he's taking down Modric, Ralph. I would think about that second yellow, Ralph. I would think about that second yellow if I were you. But Verratti in the box seems to be, asking for something. I'm not sure what it is.
I mean, looking at PSG's subs bench, it's not like they haven't got talent to put on. If someone's going to get red carded if they leave them on, 2 midfielders on yellow cards is a real problem for them. They've really got to think about putting a Gino Wijnaldum on or someone else, even Ander Herrera to sort of shore things up. But if they're going to get a man sent off, it's going to be a real problem.
Yeah, I agree. Matt C, no Canadian bias needed. I think Alphonso Davies is practically easily the best left back, if also left wing back in the world. I think he's practically the best one in the world. So
him and Trent are the best 2 in the world in their positions.
I would say, for left backs, I would say I think Alphonso is just easily the best. No Canadian bias needed, my man. Even if you had Canadian bias in it, didn't matter.
He's just that good.
He single-handedly is the best. Verratti was appealing, it seems like, for some sort of penalty after a bit of a swipe by Militao, but I'm glad it wasn't reviewed. I would have been shocked if it was. But Real Madrid, finding a bit more possession than maybe in the first half. And Carvajal with a sprayed-in cross doesn't find anybody. And Di Maria with unbelievable touch in there. Di Maria driving through the middle.
It doesn't matter if PSG keep on getting penalties. Messi's just going to bloody miss them. So one thing you can say about Neymar, he never usually misses them. I think he's missed a couple, but usually when I see Neymar take
He
a
has,
penalty,
he has that penalty routine that I feel like actually is quite, scary and intimidating.
it's one thing I'd
He
kick out
does
of
that
football.
really nice hesitation thing that I
Yeah.
think actually works. I
According
actually
to,
like his penalty run up.
Yeah.
I actually think it's quite funny.
I think they should get rid of it. I think stuttering runs should be banned from football. I think they're off. I mean, it should be off-putting the goalkeeper. It's just like, come on, just take the bloody penalty. Just give me the Sean Dyche. I don't know if you've ever seen the Sean Dyche penalty.
Maybe more advantages should be given towards the keeper. I kind of agree with you. Yeah,
because you make the keeper jump off the line, and if he misses it, he gets the penalty back because the keeper has moved for the stuttering run, and if he scores, he scores. So yeah. I just want to see penalty takers like Sean Dyche. I don't know if you've seen that penalty Sean Dyche took in that. I think it was like one of his last games, and he just hit it so hard that it went in on itself, and it just went straight down the middle, and he just screamed, "Have it!" Like proper Sean Dyche. If you could imagine the most Sean Dyche thing ever, it was that penalty Sean Dyche took, and it's a thing of utter beauty, and it should be in the Louvre Museum. It was just a work of art. I'll have to send. I should.
The penalty museum.
Yeah, just any art museum, National Portrait Gallery, any of the Guggenheim museums, the Louvre. It was just that beautiful. Straight down the middle, screaming, "Have it!" and it was a goal. That's what most beautiful penalty I've ever seen.
Neymar seems to be coming on.
I wonder who that'll be for. Are they going to compromise by taking off a midfielder, or are they going to take off one of their front three? You would think that Di Maria is going to be the one to make way, but stranger things have happened.
I would imagine. I could see Di Maria being taken off. I could see Messi being taken off. I could see Messi or Di Maria being taken off. I really doubt they take away one of the midfield three. Maybe they will, though. That would be pretty shocking. That really would be. Would that help them? I'm not sure. I think Pereira and Paredes have really helped PSG. They've made it really difficult for Real Madrid to actually keep the ball. Would adding someone into the squad like, an Mbappé or someone into the squad like a Neymar instead, would that take away from it? You probably would say so. So, yeah I'm a bit worried.
Real Madrid are starting to get a bit more control of the ball. So PSG might have to go counter-attacking at this rate because Modric seems to be starting to run this game. They've got control of the ball at the moment, PSG, but they just cannot seem to find a way through.
No, they really can't. You're absolutely right, Ben. You're absolutely right. And now it's 70th minute for me, everybody. And to be honest, this is that stage where now, like PSG, actually, to a degree, they do really have to start opening themselves up because a 0-0 at home is a win for Real Madrid in every way.
It is. And I can't remember what PSG's record away from home is. I don't think PSG's record away from home is that great, is it? I would have to get that up.
I'm actually not too sure, especially in the Champions League. I'm not too sure.
Record Champions League. I'm going to pull that up on my. I can't find it.
I'm not too sure, but I would reckon they definitely would struggle, Real Madrid, the occasion, and everything being away from home. I don't know. Sometimes, though, I've heard that like PSG do play better away from home because they take away the pressure. But ball in here for Mbappé and stolen away. Seemed like he was offsides, though, Mbappé, yeah. But I was going to say, Ben, is the fans of PSG can be so toxic towards the team that I've heard there's some like logic that they actually play better away from home. Maybe that was the case at least last season, I think, for them. They almost played better away from home because then they weren't in front of the fans.
I mean, yeah, it's just like
if only that were the case for Spurs, but it just seems like we can't find good patch of form.
You can't find two worse sets of fans towards their own team than Real Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain. I mean, it's crazy, really. We think we're bad towards our team when we boo them off, but I mean, you could only see with the way they treat Gareth Bale when he comes home, like people attacking his car, people trying to damage his car. I mean, it's a lack of class, and it's almost like spoiled bratism. They've got a God-given right to win a football game. They've got a God-given right to tell their players of the football team how well they've been playing. It's poor from them. I can see why you'd want to criticize football players, because football players are on a pedestal and they should be turning up to work like the rest of the world does. But you got to treat people properly. If you treat people with respect, they will treat you with respect.
Yeah, absolutely, Ben. I mean,
footballers are human beings.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said. Neymar on for Di Maria by the looks of it as well. Rodrigo on for, who was it out there? I believe it was Asensio. Any other changes? There might have been another change for Real Madrid that I might be missing. Maybe a change at right back. There could have been a change at right back. I'm not too sure. But Neymar already making a beautiful introduction by just absolutely dicing through that middle of that midfield. He is unbelievable on the ball sometimes, Neymar.
Yeah, he's an excellent footballer. And he's got sheer
class. That was a clean tackle, though.
Yeah.
That was a clean tackle, though, I must say, by Alaba, which is a little ridiculous.
Yeah, that was a good tackle. Typical Neymar, goes over and rolls over 4 times like he's been shot.
Yeah, he is unbelievable at getting the ref on his side for some of these.
I mean, it's crazy.
I do kind of I think he is an unbelievable footballer to watch, but I do despise him for that, because what I don't like about him is he'll make a dive like that, and then afterwards, he'll also then put his cleats like into the player. He's just
shithousery.
He's just complete he's just nasty. He's just nasty.
Yeah.
Matt C says Davies plays left wing for the national team, which is why I think he would be even better at left wing back. Also, what would be your opinion on Spurs signing Jonathan David? With Alphonso Davies, just quickly, I think he plays left wing. He also sometimes plays like striker and like number 10 for you guys. It's actually so cool. I find that so cool to see someone like that.
Who else have they got?
I know, but I find that like kind of fun. Like that would be kind of fun for, maybe like Scotland should do that, like put Kieran Tierney or something like, like in, at number 10, or I don't know. I just think that's pretty great. But Matt as well with Jonathan David, I think he's a great player, an unbelievable player. Don't get me wrong. I think that step up to the Premier League is going to be interesting. I'm not sure if he's exactly ready for it. In terms of, I guess he would be playing second fiddle / backup striker to Harry Kane. So you think like, yeah, absolutely take him. But just, yeah, so maybe for Spurs, I think it's a good signing. For like someone to need him to get goals right away for the team, I would say no, because I'm a bit worried about him making that step up to the Premier League. When he made that move from Club Brugge over to Lille, it seemed like, I believe there were some rumors he showed up a bit overweight. Seemed like he took a bit of time in his first season over at Lille to really adjust. Now he's absolutely on fire. That's all I can say. That's all I can say, Matt. It just seems like he's going to need a bit more time to adjust the Premier League. But for Spurs, where he would be like a second striker, / backup striker, I think he'd be an unbelievable signing.
Yeah, I mean, we can take anyone we can get at this rate, because no one's playing for Tottenham at this moment. We need bodies, and if they're good young quality players and they've played in decent leagues, why not give them a shot? We need to stop going for loan signings, because we need to start investing in players for 2, 3, 4 years to get them at a level. But we're throwing people in the deep end, and when they don't stick with that, we're just getting rid of them. We need a prodigy to come into the team and really learn. It's a shame Dane Scarlett doesn't really get a look in, because he looks brilliant for the under-23s, but doesn't translate. None of the none of the youth players seem to be ready for the first team, which is a real shame.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they would do better than some of our team.
I mean, Harvey White especially, I think,
Yeah.
should be given more of a chance. But PSG, Mbappé with an unbelievable chance, cuts inside on Tony Kroos and is able to try to curl one past Courtois, skips past the post, just barely beyond the far post. Decent little movement by Mbappe there. And it's now the 77th minute, everybody. And it is still 0-0. Real Madrid are just going to try to hold on by the looks of it. And by the way, that right back change was Lucas Vasquez coming on by the looks of it for Danny Carvajal. So there you are. And Casemiro spraying a pass wide to Ferland Mendy. Ferland Mendy showing excellent touch, I would say, to be able to keep it in.
Well, that chance, it goes back to that adage that why is everyone just ball watching? If every single PSG, when
unbelievable
Neymar gets
touch
the
here
ball,
by Vinicius. Yeah. Vinicius playing it to Benzema. Benzema at the top of the box finds Vinicius. Vinicius's first touch there from that ping was unbelievable, but then gets taken out. Verratti now surging, starting to be probably a bit more end-to-end now. I bet PSG are going to really start coming out of their shell. Real Madrid definitely won't be. I would expect they shouldn't, considering, like I said, this should be a good result for them. But PSG are going to have to start coming out of their shell, which will make things really interesting.
This game could go on for another hour, and I still don't think anyone will score. Both teams seem to be afraid of conceding. Both teams don't want to lose. I mean, Real Madrid don't have to win, because if they go back to home to the Bernabeu, they've basically won if they get a 0-0 draw.
Yeah, that's how it feels like for me. I think but a good bit of movement from Mbappe and good defending from David Alaba. David Alaba, absolutely class, I would always say.
Yeah,
when it
supreme
comes
defender. Supreme.
The way he didn't, because Mbappe is a tricky customer and he seemed to read him well there. But my opinion, Ben, is I think Real Madrid, they should just leave Benzema, Vinicius up top practically, and then just leave everyone else, behind the ball. And just try to go for a 0-0. Maybe get a win if they can. But already again, Mbappe with the ball in behind, he should have probably actually tried to take. He was 1-on-1 with Tony Kroos there. I think he actually should try to do something with that, try to get past him instead of try to play a pass. But Real Madrid in possession, play it wide to Lucas Vasquez. Modric running forward. Modric at his age still being able to play this many minutes is absurd. Tony Kroos playing it back to Modric. Modric playing out wide to Vasquez. Vasquez finds Rodrigo dribbling through the 18. A bit of something going on in the 18. It's a bit of something. I don't know what that was. I think it was Marquinhos and Kimpembe had a miscommunication, but ball won back by Real Madrid here. Real Madrid at the top of the 18. Lucas Vasquez on the wing. Lucas Vasquez finds Luka Modric. Tony Kroos plays back to center backs to Alaba, to Ferland Mendy, now to Vinicius. See if Vinicius can do something here.
These PSG defenders have been reading the book How Not to Defend, a book by Tottenham Hotspur. That's what they've been reading. It's crazy. I mean, Real Madrid starting to get hold of the ball and starting to play some brilliant passes. Benzema showing that how quality of a footballer he really is. Aging like fine wine, like a nice Cote de Rum. PSG are starting to lose their rag. They've got a real problem here. Real Madrid could win this.
I think they could win this, or I think they will grab a draw here. Ernesto Valverde coming onto the pitch. The Uruguayan midfielder, very, very hardworking player. Actually, similar player, you would actually say, to someone like a Bentancur, I must add. Very, very hardworking. He seems to be coming on for somebody, but Eden Hazard coming on for Vinicius. We'll see how that goes. I'm not really a fan of that sort of move. I'll be honest. I think Vinicius had a terrific game. But Vinicius had a terrific game because he just always is a headache for defenders. But Valverde coming on for Luka Modric, also a decision I'm not really a fan of either. I would say Toni Kroos, I feel like, looks always to be the more leggy sort of player compared to Luka Modric. I feel like Luka Modric always can cover a bit more distance than Toni can. But we'll see how these changes work out for them. But Toni Kroos over the free kick right now. We'll see how it goes for them. But I'm not a fan of those switches, at least for the people they brought off.
Yep. I mean,
Toni Kroos in here seems to be an offsides or a foul.
It's a foul on the defender. He breathed on him, and it's a foul.
Yeah, I have no idea what happened in there, even from the replay, but a bit of a scuffle by the looks of it.
Oh, scuffle. We like scuffles. Handbags at dawn, in the words of, I don't know who said handbags at dawn. Someone said it.
Pepe got a yellow card by the looks of it.
Yeah, my teletext has dropped down again, as Rez usually says when he's doing his watch-alongs. Do you know what teletext is? Do you get that reference? No. It used to be a thing we used to have on the TV to look at the scores on the TV because there was no internet. So we used to get our scores on the TV on BBC One. This is what this is.
Yeah.
So I've got loading, I've got buffering as usual. Boo. Just when you think you've got everything figured out, it goes down.
Ernesto Valverde.
I think Ernesto Valverde is the manager, isn't it? I think you're thinking Federico Valverde.
Federico Valverde, right. Ernesto Valverde is the manager. Right. Thank you very much, Ben. Smart man for knowing that. Smart man for recognizing that.
Yeah. I've got to know something, at least, other than coffee, right?
Might as well. Out wide to Eden Hazard. Toni Kroos.
I'm surprised they took off Modric.
I'm surprised as well. I'm not a fan of that decision. But Benzema at the top of the 18. Good touch. Tries to play out wide, but didn't see Neymar there to intercept. What I actually find funny, just a quick little opinion here, of the front three between PSG, Neymar, or PSG's front three of Neymar, Messi, and Mbappe, what I actually find hilarious is Messi or Neymar is the hardest working actually off the ball. I actually find that really funny to me. And I actually find that more disrespectful because Mbappe is the youngest of all of them. So you would think like he should be the one that should be the hardest working, but that dude never does anything off the ball. And I would say actually Neymar sometimes does really track back. Not all the time by no means, but sometimes will, like just, do a bit of a tracking back, a bit of, hard work and, whatever you think about Neymar, it is kind of funny that he is the hardest working of those three.
I mean, he still must have some of those South American roots that would die for their football team, but you never know. But I mean, it shows how lazy Mbappé and Messi are. Mbappé is already down tools, in my opinion. He's desperate for that move to Real Madrid. He's not going to be there much longer. Why would he score against his future team and upset their fans already? It's down in tools.
He was playing really well in the beginning, I must say. Mbappe was playing really well.
He could play well if he wants, but he hasn't put the ball in the back of the net, and that's what his job is.
Ball in behind here from Toni Kroos out wide to Lucas Vazquez. Lucas Vazquez trying to cut inside. But well won by Valverde. Well won back by PSG. Neymar on the ball here. Neymar finds Messi in the middle. Messi plays in behind Neymar. Oh! Tries to cross it or tries to dink it over Courtois. Goes out of play. Unbelievable low passing behind by Messi. Idrissa Gana Gueye coming on for Danilo Pereira.
That's a poor finish from Neymar.
It is.
That's a poor finish. He should dink it into someone to try and head it in. He's gone the glory. He's got two other players in the box he could try and pass it to. I mean, that's poor. That's real poor.
I agree.
That's why he doesn't start, because he's selfish.
Gareth Bale coming on for Benzema. Gareth Bale on for Benzema.
Gareth Bale to score in the last minute like he did against Leicester. Big up Gareth Bale. Love Gareth Bale.
As long as they don't concede while he's on the pitch, that'll be nice.
As long as he doesn't get injured, so when he comes back to Tottenham in the summer, he's not injured again. You know what you really want, Gareth? You want to play for Tottenham again?
He's basically playing the center forward.
Yeah, that's his best position now. He's lost his pace, really. He's still got the turn of pace, but he's got the technical ability and he's got the heading ability to really be a great number 9.
He basically, he could play as an unbelievable second striker to Harry Kane, because he basically can do a lot of similar things to Harry Kane, I think, which can make things better. Ball in behind here for Idrissa Gana Gueye. Plays the ball across the 6. Out wide to Neymar, inside to Neymar. Neymar doesn't play it well to Valverde, wins it. Well won by Valverde. And Eden Hazard tries to play out of possession there. Almost a good opportunity, actually, for Real Madrid to counter if Eden Hazard had played a better pass. But these are going to be some scary moments for PSG. Still 0-0, everybody. Still 0-0. Will PSG unlock Real Madrid in the final moments, or will Real Madrid catch out PSG in some of these attacks? Because right there was a good moment maybe for Real Madrid to catch them out. Mbappé doing some work out on the right wing, but loses it. And Eden Hazard also loses it, but plays it, able to win it back. Casemiro wins a free kick for Real Madrid, and it's able to waste a bit of time here. And that is potentially a 0-0. Casemiro, I will say, is hilarious. The way he looked at the ref after winning that. This could be a 0-0 for Real Madrid. This could be a 0-0. This could be unbelievable result for them. But just quickly, sorry, Ben. Just one back here at the top of the 18. Just do nothing with it. Sorry, Ben. Sorry.
PSG can't hit a barn door. PSG cannot hit a barn door. And that barn door is massive. It's like they got the entirety of the Amish population to build all the barns in the world, and PSG still can't hit a barn door. It's absolutely disgraceful for a team with this much money put behind them. It's an absolute joke. Now, how can they not hit the target? They make us look good. Bleeding hell. At home.
PSG in behind there with Mbappé, tried to slide it across the 6 to Neymar. Neymar was just a bit, I think, too early by the looks of it. And Real Madrid got to get out of a good situation there for PSG. And I like it looks. It's looking like a 0-0. It really is. 4 minutes at a time. 4 minutes at a time, I think, is a bit generous, to be honest. I would say that is quite generous. I think it should be 2 or 3. But 4 minutes at a time for PSG here. Will PSG pull out a result? Maybe Real Madrid might actually get something out of this. But long ball here to Gareth Bale. Able to win it. Plays it to Rodrigo. Rodrigo in the corner being pressured by Nuno Mendes. Well won by Nuno Mendes.
Yeah, they could be playing for another 10 hours and PSG won't score. They are pathetic. With a capital P.
No, absolutely no problem, Queen Dedine or Queen Dedine. Big yourself up. Thank you for
watching.
Thank you very much, Queen.
And I deserve none of the credit for this watch along. It all goes to Jack. I'm happy that Jack's
Ben, you've made my life a lot easier. You've made at least the second half a lot easier on me. I'll tell you that.
I'm just happy to have been invited. It's just great.
Nice kind of vibes. Nice chill watch along. With it seems like a minute, 2.5 minutes left for PSG here to get something out of this. Could PSG make an early exit out of the round of 16? That would be incredible. But would say it was something that I think Darius and I were speaking about, and
Mhm.
so it would be interesting.
Big up
But
Darius.
Darius, I absolutely love him. But
Legend.
Real Madrid losing the ball here from Eden Hazard. I would say Eden Hazard has not been a good inclusion so far. He's lost the ball countless times so far. And Messi dribbling down the wing here and goes for a bit of a dive, and actually Casemiro showing a bit of class, and Casemiro then dives right afterwards. And a shot on goal towards Courtois by Idrissa Gay, and it's easy for Courtois. A minute and a half left for PSG to try to get something out of this.
This is what they get for having infinite money, right?
No, this is spectacular actually to see
It,
from Real Madrid.
They're playing brilliant. I mean, this is how you play it away from home in the Champions League. You suck up every single bit of pressure.
No, they're just showing experience, and
this is European pedigree. This is the difference between a team with real European pedigree and a team that has bought pedigree. This is the difference between history and not history.
I agree.
They absolutely know how to perform in Europe away from home. Experience, taking it every single second.
Oh, but no, Mbappé!
Bloody hell! I jinxed it! Yay! Let's go! Yay!
And Ben, wow, Mbappé absolutely destroying the Real Madrid defenders, plays it past Courtois. Unbelievable bit of skill, unbelievable finish in the dying moments of the game as well. That's when he does it. Just when Ben and I were kind of thinking that PSG just didn't really have enough to get something out of it.
Absolutely brilliant.
That's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous goal. That is a ridiculous goal. Unbelievable back heel by Neymar. And Mbappe just one-on-one. It just skills past both players. I think it was past Eder Militao and Vasquez. Skills past both of them. And then just slots it past Courtois through his legs into the back of the net. And it's 1-0 PSG going into Madrid the next time out against these two sides. This is an unbelievable goal for PSG just when they need it. And this is what I will say PSG do. I mean, they never seem to play very pretty in the Champions League. This is exactly what they do. They will actually get a goal in the dying minutes, I must say, Ben.
I mean, they've gone full Tottenham Real Madrid. That is Tottenham-esque defending right there. Absolutely no
at the
effort.
Dying end,
That is pathetic defending. They've done all the hard work and they've switched off. They've all switched off. Every single player on that right-hand side has switched off. I mean, that is bad. That is bad defending. I mean, it's a brilliant win for PSG. They've pulled it out of the hat. They've snatched a victory out of the jaws of defeat.
They certainly have. They certainly have. This, I think that sort of goal, just completely rewrites the entire, to be honest, that was one individual moment by Mbappe that completely rewrites the stage of this sort of tie, the stage of this sort of fixture, because had he not done that, we'd be talking about Real Madrid probably easily getting past them in the next round. But now that they've gotten that goal, PSG maybe have something to really hold on to here. But this is, I would say, unbelievable by Mbappe, because it really changes the entire sort of look of the fixture. It changes the entire sort of look of the tie. So well done by Mbappe. Well done by him.
It's why he's worth 200 million. That is why he's worth it. When you need him to perform in a club shirt, he performs. He pulls a bit of magic out the hat.
That's what I guess he does. That's what I guess he does. You're right.
I mean, it means Real Madrid are going to want him more now, because he's proven that he can win a game in the last moments. But Real Madrid have to look at themselves. They've played brilliantly all game and sherped the game out, and all of that right-hand side have switched off. Full-blown Tottenham. I mean, if there's a word for Spursy, that was it.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah. I mean, you could say Ancelotti naive in a way. Not putting the right... Why is he putting attacking substitutes on? Like Gareth Bale and Eden Hazard. when he should
No.
be shutting up shop and trying to get a point out the game. Not a point, but get a draw out the game.
I know, and I know what you're saying,
bizarre.
actually. No, I know what you're saying, actually, Ben. I think you're spot on. But there you are, everybody. That's the end of the watch along here. I'm not sure if there's going to really be too much post-match analysis, just because most of the time we were really analyzing it anyways, instead of really giving you the actual commentary of what was going on. I feel like PSG have really scratched one out here, have really saved one. They should really thank Mbappé. Probably, honestly, an unbelievable moment for Mbappé to do this, especially because he is probably headed towards Real Madrid at the end of the season. That's what he does at the end of the game, maybe to remind them what he is capable of. So there you are, everybody. I mean, what? What way for Mbappe to show his future club what he's capable of? 1-0 to PSG at the end of it. The next one's going to be Real Madrid at home. I actually still feel like Real Madrid could get something out of this, Ben. So what do you think? Do you think Real Madrid will win this whole fixture, this whole tie, or do you feel like maybe PSG will get actually the best of Real Madrid at the end?
I mean, I'll have to see how PSG's performances are away from home, but with the talent they've got, and if they play counter-attacking football, they can certainly stifle Real Madrid, which is what Real Madrid, if they do what Real Madrid did to them, but not concede in the last minute, and they'll have Sergio Ramos back maybe next game. Now, if they're more heavy hitters in defence, maybe they can show a bit more quality. Because in my book, every single PSG player wasn't really a 5 out of 10, really. But Mbappé showed absolute, deeply world-class. He's just world-class.
I agree. The entire PSG team, 5 out of 10s, maybe lower, 6 out of 10s, maybe mostly lower, and then Mbappe with an 8 or a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Just for that one moment. I actually think you're spot on about that, Ben. But I think that's, pretty much everything in terms of tonight, everybody. That'll be all for Flat Cap Euro Talk. We will be doing another watch along tomorrow as well. Plenty of things on the Irish Hotspur. Really do appreciate everybody for tuning in, from Welsh Gal to Shamu to Paro Miguel Escoberto to Ellie that's tuned in here at One Stage, to Matt C, to you, even Ben Kaufman, to Mac, to a lot of people that have tuned in. Really, really, really do appreciate it. But quickly, Ben, I mean, in case anybody hasn't seen anything or doesn't know maybe about Tottenham Tantrum Gold, what can they find over there?
Well, you can find me on 2 channels now. So you can find me on
That's right, as well as the coffee company. Forgive me.
Yeah, you can find me on Tottenham Tantrum Gold in the morning with Dermot and Mr. Coover, where we go through all the glory days of Tottenham Hotspur Football Club and rant about how this current team is not fit to lace their boots. And you can find me on my own show at the coffee company. I can drop you the link if you want to put it in chat. Doesn't matter if you want to put it in the chat. There we go. Command C. There we go. Just in case you do want to put it in the chat, you don't have to, Jack. But you can find me in the afternoons on the coffee company, where we basically talk about everything coffee and we have a great time. It's your place to get out of the fire of the horrible world and have somewhere where you can really discuss with things and have a great talk. It's a wonderful place to be, and just it's brilliant to see the community at large join me just to chill out. Like people like Ellie. Ellie's a long-time viewer now of my coffee streams, with Derek Hutchinson as well. It's a great time, and if anyone wants to come by, feel free to.
Feel free to, and everybody, this is Ben's channel right here in the link, so please head on over there. Just like Ben said, sounds unbelievable. It sounds like a place where if you need to just tune out from the rest of the world that is kind of bogging you down, might as well head on over to Ben's channel. But do really appreciate everybody. Duncan, really do appreciate that, my man. Very, very nice of you. Everybody that has tuned in does really mean a lot. We will be back tomorrow for Inter against Liverpool. Probably most people, I think, will really be back in Inter for that one. Not so many kind of, secret fans maybe for that one. I think a lot of people will be designated Inter Milan fans that day. But that'll be all for now, everybody. Do, as always, please hit that like maybe on your way out. Do hit that subscribe if you are new to the channel. And do as well, feel free to throw in a comment or anything as well. And do share this channel. We are pushing for 1K. We're so close, and so thankful for everybody that has already subscribed to the channel. But like I said already before and 1,000 times, that'll be all for now. And everybody, but for Spurs reasons, come on, you Spurs, and Conte we trust, and may Real Madrid maybe get something out of this and perhaps upset the almighty PSG.
And as
And I'll be seeing you.
always,
And leave you out, and I'll be seeing you. Good
fill in
sundown,
those
good
words.
sundown.